Welcome back to Let's Play Dark Souls. Last time we went to the past and finished dealing with Manus, or finished dealing with the past because we dealt with Manus and ooh, a bloodstain. And Calamate, first bloodstain. They spontaneously die. Can this be kindled? Okay. I've got these two humanities sitting here, and I'm in human form, so I may as well go ahead and use them. I don't know why, because this is not the last of the bonfires. Anyway, we have all the Lord Souls. And now we can go down here. Also, for those that don't know, this treasure chest back here that seems to have always been opened, it's there so if you accidentally glitch and lose a key or quest item, it's supposedly that treasure chest will then contain the item. Never actually had it happen myself, but I've been told.
I am pleased to see you well. Is it something urgent?
Yes. We mustn't go.
Very well. Then stay still for a moment.
Why do you have to swallow me? Every time. Why don't you just, you know, pick him up or say, hang on and like grab onto his mustache and just ride down? In any case, now we shall go to the lordvessel. Offer souls. Offer all the souls. And down we go into the kiln. Down this magical staircase through the brilliant white void where spirits walk. Usually more than one of them. The spirits of Lord Gwynn's knights that perished in the flame. When he kindled the flame. Yes, this all burned to ash as a result. And the remaining black knights are down here. Which they're originally silver knights, they're charred black by the flame. And were apparently strong enough to survive. Or far enough away. In any case, I'm just going to dispatch this guy because he's making it so easy. Okay, come on. Night night, John. You can already see another one in the distance. They glimmer slightly off the backdrop and they just stand out. Bones. Big bones. Lots of bones. Well, hello, sir. You have Black Knight Greatsword. So, I'm just gonna stay behind you. And, you know, not deal with the impact that that sword can have. Red Titanite Chunk. You can farm them for their weapons, of course, as well. Watch, I'm gonna walk right past one of them and he's gonna just sneak up behind me and kill me. Oh, this area is a barrel of fun. It's easy to fall off. I don't like areas that I can fall off of. Sometimes I love the multicolored burning that happens there, but I love the multicolored texture left behind by the burning. Sometimes the terrain, especially near the edges on some of the burnt pieces like that, it's slippery. Kind of like the Crystal Cave. Ooh, Black Knight armor. You just want to be sure and be careful not to get into too many fights. And yes, since we saved him, is Solaire's summon sign, which I will be using in a moment. I'm just going to go ahead and deal with the enemies so that we can get to the main part, as it were. Black Knight Great Axe. If I hit you enough times, maybe you'll drop your shield. Obvious logic. No, being sarcastic. It's kind of funny that I didn't stagger off of it, though. Just a couple more. Or one more, actually. I don't remember where they're all at. I think he's actually the last one. Blue Titanite chunk. Just dropping all the color Titanites. White Titanite. There's a red, blue, and a white. Oh yay, red, white, and blue. Ha ha ha. All the jokes. It's ironic. But anyway, time to summon Solaire. And I'll just stand inside of him, I guess. I do not have the praise of the sun gesture. That makes me sad. Come on, Solaire. Your journey is almost at an end. I just have to. We must wear the full Artorias set for this. Go ahead and take the arrows off. There we go. Come on, Solaire. You gotta survive for this. Traverse. Time to fight Gwynn. Remember all of his movements. I know technically you can riposte him. He's known for the fact that you can riposte, but I don't parry well. As anyone who's watched this knows. There's so much that could be said here. The background music is just beautiful. He has a lot of, he's got a wide arc on his swings that oh, that's not good. Why are you invincible while you do that? Oh no, sir, no! You're not grabbing me with that. I know better than to let you grab me. It's a beautifully somber soundtrack. There we go, Gwynn is down. A lot of people will say that this is kind of an anticlimactic boss fight for being the final boss, but when you take into account the lore, he's been maintaining the fire for countless years, and it's burned down to embers, which is why it calls him the Lord of Cinder instead of Lord of Sunlight at this point. Now if I can remember, there it is. And this is where you've got the choice. You can leave and not kindle the bonfire, or stay and kindle it, either choosing to extend the Age of Fire or let it die. Obviously, though, Artorias must link the fire. music! Hooray! The idea being that he, by kindling the fire, used his own soul to fuel the Age of Fire and let it continue, and through the journey his soul grew stronger and brighter, and after defeating and absorbing all of those bosses, would burn just as bright as Gwyn's would. Or Gwyn's had. Sad thing, of course, meaning that at some point in the future somebody else would then have to go through all this again and again and again, because it's not a permanent solution. Which is why one of the options is to just let it go. The problem, of course, being that while Kath makes... If we'd spoken to Kath, he would have made it sound like that was the right decision. The DLC shows just what happens when the Abyss expands into human territory. The mutation on the Ulyssilians, for instance. And there's a lot of debate on which is the right choice. I always go with the linking the flame, of course. Of course, I didn't get the game until after the DLC came out, so those that played it before the DLC may have had different opinions. Or I may have had a different opinion had I been... You never know. But, lots of voice acting names there. You know, as always, I really enjoy Dark Souls. I find it to be an interesting game. I like that a lot of the bosses rely on you memorizing... One second, let me see if I can drag that volume down a little bit. I like that a lot of the bosses are reliant on you memorizing tells and behaviors and animations instead of being kind of brute forcing. It kind of reminds me in a little bit of the Monster Hunter series, because you've got to learn, especially some of the later ones, you've got to learn their movements, their behaviors, all of the tells for their different attacks, how to dodge them. And Dark Souls is kind of reminiscent of that. It's also unforgiving on a lot of things that other games are known for, such as stun lock prevention. That's one of the bigger ones, is a lot of games offer stun lock prevention. In earlier platformers, that was done as a necessity to prevent you from getting stuck to a piece of terrain, or getting stuck to an enemy. In the original Mega Man game, the reason for the knockback and stun lock prevention was namely just to prevent you from getting stuck to an enemy and instantly dying to just hundreds of ticks of damage all at once. So by throwing you away from the enemy and giving you a moment's respite, it could ensure that you didn't get stuck. Of course, that's not so much of a problem in current gaming. Depending on the genre, depending on the engine, and depending on a bunch of other factors, it is still often a thing that remains as a mercy. But Dark Souls, and I don't think Monster Hunter has it, I can't remember, it's been a while, went different directions with a lot of things that players had gotten used to. And it was as a result the Souls series got coined with a lot of negative stigma and positive stigma. Can it be a stigma if it's positive? I don't know. It ended up creating its own genre, though, and now Souls-like is known as a genre of gaming. I have played Dark Souls 2, like I've mentioned a lot of times. I have it on the PS3. If at any point in the future I end up getting it on the PC, I'll do a Let's Play of it, but I don't have a capture card, so I can't do it off the console. I do someday want to do Dark Souls 3 and Bloodborne and I think Neo, I can't pronounce the name. All games I haven't played and would like to do in the future. But whether I can do them on the PC or not, I don't currently know. Well, not at this current moment for lack of money for the games, but in any case, this has been Dark Souls, and it loops back to the beginning. You can do New Game Plus, New Game Plus Plus, New Game Plus Plus Plus, and so on. Each playthrough is a bit harder. I don't have that window selected, so that wasn't playing. But, in Dark Souls 1, I don't think it makes a big difference in a lot of things. In Dark Souls 2, there are certain items, weapons, spells, boss drops, even attacks that the bosses use that can only be found in New Game Plus and New Game Plus Plus. I think that's where that stops, though. But for this game, I believe this is the end. And I'm going to go ahead and, well, end here instead of pausing here. And I hope you've enjoyed watching. As always, I thank you, and I will see you on the next game.